the most something, the excursion guy on the YouTubes. I don't know who I am. That's who I am, the excursion guy on the YouTubes, who's getting an extension cord out because he's going to go live. And we are live talking to you guys, hanging out. Today's major topic, major debate. I'm sure I'll get lots of people in here yelling at me about it, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Is Ford Excursion a truck? And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, I think it's a truck. 100%. Got truck axles, truck engine, truck stuff. It's got all the stuff to be a truck, folks. And just because it doesn't have a pickup bed doesn't mean it's not a truck, I don't believe. But if you want to yell at me about that and prove me wrong, you came to the right place. Because we're going to be hanging out talking about Ford Excursion stuff. And I'm just working on getting myself set. So if you're in here and you could hit that like button, that would be incredible. The like button helps this thing get pushed to go to all the different people. And that's what we want, is to get all the different people. And so now I got to copy a link. So whoever's in here, I do apologize. I got to go somewhere else and tell people I'm live. So give me just a second. I'll be right back. Posted, and we are back. I appreciate all you guys staying. If you could hit the like button, that would be incredible if you could be around and hit the like button. I am here. I am ready to chat and hang out and, you know, just hang with you guys. So let's see what we can do here. We're putting together a poll right now. So you guys should vote in that. If you have not hit the like button, you're going to do that. There's a poll rolling now at the bottom. And there we are. Everything is there. We got lots of people. Mr. Vader, how are you doing? Yusuf, how are you doing? Guys, we got lots of people in here. If you could hit that like button and get this thing rolling for me, I would really appreciate that. If you hit in the chat, right underneath the chat, you will see a like button, a little thumbs up. And that is super important that you hit that for me and help this thing grow. So if you guys could do that, that would be epic. Mr. Vader, I am glad you're good. I am glad you are in here today. Thank you for coming and joining my live. Yusuf, I said hi to you. I've already got a hi from you. Got 3 votes on the Excursion is a truck already. That is awesome. We are rolling in that. So what is up, guys? How are you doing this week? Last week we had a great time with Project XJ. If you have not subscribed to his channel, you should go check it out. And that was really fun to just be live with somebody and be able to talk to somebody besides just, you know, yelling and screaming about myself. And yeah, Mr. Vader, thank you, man. Are you an Excursion owner? I feel like I recognize the name, Mr. Vader, but I can't say that I remember if you've been in our lives before and hung out. So if you didn't know, I am the Ford Excursion guy. If you are looking for anything about Ford Excursions, you are going to want to check out my channel. I have done videos showing how to fix things. I have done videos showing crazy things that I've driven with them. I have done all of that stuff. So, S. Myers, that is awesome, man. So you don't have it anymore? That's too bad. But I'm glad you had one. You got the experience, right? And I don't know. I think I'd still own it anyway. Mullet, what up, buddy? How are you doing? Glad to have all you guys in here. If you could figure out how to hit that thumbs up button, get this thing rolling on the high thumbs up right now early in the chat, that would be awesome, guys. So that would really help me out. So if you could, you know, do the old thumbs up thing, that would be incredible. I guess it's like underneath the chat or something. It's a little bit hard to find, which makes sense as to why I don't always get tons of thumbs up on these. So anyway, S. Myers, yeah, man, I agree. I wish Ford would bring it back. Mr. Vader, thank you for subscribing. Mr. Vader, you said yes, and then you said no. Is a yes because you own an Excursion, and then no because you hadn't been on a live? I'm trying to remember. I feel like I've seen you on the how you doing, RC dude? The RC dude. I like that name. I am an RC guy myself. I have been into RC since I was really young. So, Mr. Vader, you used to. That is awesome. Yeah, S. Myers. I do. I think it'd be really cool to have a 6.7 in it. And just, you know, have a new one. I think the issue with it would be is that the cost. I don't know. I mean, I definitely don't think I could afford one if they brought it back, which is, you know, obviously a bummer. But maybe there are people. It's going to cost more than like the really, really nice F450s, I would bet, because that, you know, going to be on that same chassis, the same engine, and I bet it's going to be a $150,000 truck if they ever built it again. So, yeah. Nice, Mullet. I do too. Dynamite Dan, what up? The V12 Ford guy. I wish I had a V12, man. You giving me 2 extra cylinders. I guess that's how much you appreciate me, so I appreciate that, Dynamite Dan. That would be awesome. Yeah, I definitely agree, S. Myers. Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if the lowest trim level was over 100K. So, yeah. Cool. Team Zombie, you gotta actually text here. Do they, Dominic? Dynamite Dan, you're good, man. It's all good. It's all good. I don't have for my rock crawler, I've got it's a 110 scale Red Cat. I've got the Red Cat Gen 2 or Gen 3, I forget what it is. And yeah. Dominic, that is not a bad deal depending on the engine. Myers, yeah, man, I literally just unhooked my boat from my 7.3 Excursion a couple hours ago. Mullet, cool, man. You're in the same to the Ascent. That's not a scaler though, right? I think mine's the scale version. I don't know. I know mine's the scale version. I can go grab it if you guys want. I got some cool. Here. Let's go over there since you got a couple of RC guys in here right now. Let me show you the RC cars. My phone is locked in this thing. Hang on. Why is this one? Why will this not? Okay, don't mind my hand. Okay, here we are. Here we go. Okay, into the back of the shop. Yeah, don't mind the fact that they're just like buried under stuff. Yeah, so when I was really into RC, we built these. This is out of Brakeline. It's got all Traxxas parts though, so the front is a Traxxas bulkhead, and then it's got a Rustler transmission, and it's got all like the Chinese Nitro RCX or whatever, 35 amp ESC, and then this is the Red Cat. It's basically stock, except it's got these BFGs are from the Traxxas, I think, and they're actually pretty incredible. And then I put the battery way up front and, you know, did all that stuff. And then this is a body, like the first body I ever painted for an E-Max, that I have not had an E-Max in probably 15 years now. And then this is a Red Cat drift car. And then a buddy of mine got me this, just kind of dinking around. And I have this for sale. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. So if anybody... you know, wants a Lozi JRX2 that has like 10 minutes of runtime on it. There's one of those. So, but this thing's cool. This is, I think it's my favorite. I'll never get rid of it. I just keep hanging it around. And yeah, I just bought this charger. Anybody have this charger? I kind of like it. Been playing with it. So if you're in here, haven't hit the like button, I would appreciate you hitting the like button. That would be awesome. Myers, yeah, man. Unfortunately, the Excursion stuff is all old, you know? You gotta just update it. I've got a... you can put a double din in the Excursion. So you can put like an Android Auto double din if you want to spend the money to put like the nicest stereo you can in it to have everything. Obviously, a little bit harder to get wireless charging and stuff. But yeah, thanks RC dude for hanging out. Good to show my RC stuff, man. It's kind of fun. That's a good time stuff. A lot of common interests, right, between the car community. So I appreciate you being around. Thanks for the like. Thanks for hanging out for a couple minutes. But yeah, Myers, I think we all wish that they would just make this thing again. So my brother bought his Excursion 7.3 had 330 on it, and it was just not being. It's not that they're unreliable, right? But they have 330,000 miles on them, and when you're just having shops fix them, you're not really like going ahead and doing preventative stuff and like trying. And so he just like always was having little trouble. So we ended up selling it, and that's fine. But he bought a 23 Suburban, and then he bought a trailer this year, and the thing squats super bad pulling it. It doesn't have like the active suspension. And so we started looking around. Nobody makes airbags for it. So he's actually getting them installed today, so I'm curious to see how it goes. There's somebody that makes a stiffer rear spring, but it's a coil spring on the back. So it's essentially a, kind of a glorified strut on the back of that thing. And so he's going to get stiffer springs. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully it doesn't destroy the ride all the time, and then it actually sits nice and doesn't sag as bad towing the trailer. So, yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I actually do kind of like the way the Expeditions look. I will be honest, but they're not heavy duty enough. The thing that everybody's doing to them to make them heavy duty is like putting this coil spacer wraparound thing that puts a piece of rubber between two of the coils, and it's super weird. It's like a nobody good thing. All right, Mullet, you are planning an overlanding camping in Utah in September. When in September, my friend? Because you need to do it late in the month, because I will be down at Trail Hero at the end of it. So that is the deal. Myers, I have not used Timbrens. They don't make anything for the new Suburban. It's because I was looking around. I spent a week looking for stuff for my brothers, and I couldn't find a single thing. And then I put Sumo springs on my 7.3 Excursion for a while, and I was really not impressed. The way that they slammed whenever they came off was like it was going to try and break the truck in half. So I took those off real quick. So wasn't impressed with that at all. But no, haven't used Timbrens. So that was the Sumo spring thing that I wasn't impressed with. I have no idea what Timbrens deal is. I like the Metal Cloak. I like their Durabump that squishes down. So it's kind of the same idea as that Timbren. So, yeah, Mullet. So look up Trail Hero. It starts, I want to say it's September 29th, and it's in Sand Hollow. So if you guys have the time to come down, and even if you just ran a trail the beginning of the week or something, and as you plan, and if you are able to do those dates, shoot me an email, and I'll let you know all the trails I'm doing, because I can't pull them off the top of my head immediately right now. But I'm leading trails for Trail Hero. So one of my early days, I think, is easy. Thursday night's probably the easiest, like, for just a stock excursion. You could come, no problem. It's the Tokerville Falls night run or sunset run, and that one you'd have a great time on, and we can hang out. But if you're going to be around and in town that time, please let me know. I won't do this to your door, I promise you. Well, if you do it to your door, it's not my fault. But if I do it, I will try my best not to. I won't send you into something like that. But yeah, even if you just want to hang out and see Bob and just be in St. George at that time, just let me know, man. I am more than happy to go to dinner or meet you somewhere so you can see the Bob and can check out what you got built and what you're working with and stuff. So that would be awesome. Project XJ, the infamous Project XJ. Guys, I hope you enjoyed last week. I enjoyed the heck out of having him on last week. And if you have not started subscribing to Project XJ on the YouTubes, you should, because what he has going on sounds like a blast. The Three Amigo thing that they're doing sounds like a freaking blast. So if you have not hit that thumbs up button, that would be excellent if you could. And yeah, let's see. Other things that are happening. Gonna buy rock sliders? Who makes rock sliders? Who's rock sliders gonna buy, Mullet? I'm gonna go through my little spiel though. We're gonna do Plated Up. That is awesome, man. I'm so glad you found this channel, Plated Up. I am the Excursion guy, man. So if you need any help fixing little things, or if you're tired of hitting your head on the rear hatch, there's a video on my YouTube channel about that. Or if there's any little tips and tricks you want to know about these excursions, I have tried to cover a ton of things. I've owned one of my excursions. I was just thinking about it last night. It's going to be 25 years in October that we have owned my 7.3 excursion. So that's it's pretty incredible. But yeah, so I do lives like this, like I'm doing right now. I do them every Wednesday at 4 o'clock Pacific time. And I stay on for a couple hours. So if you don't have time right at 4 o'clock, come in at 5 o'clock. Sometimes I'm still on at 6:30. Who knows? But it is a great time just hanging out with guys like you, talking about excursions and whatever random other things we get into. So today we started talking about RC cars already. And yeah, so that's what I do right now on the YouTube. You're also going to see shorts from me. You're also going to see great tips and tricks about Ford excursions. And this live, we're going to have a goal of reaching $70. Let's see, $70 in the super chat. Let's see. I think that's a very big possibility. You guys have been awesome at supporting the channel, and a little bit extra goes a long way here supporting this channel and making this thing do things, and this excursion go to cool events, because you guys are up for supporting. I also have merch. I don't know if you know this, but there's some cool merch on the Amazon store. And I don't know if you guys can see the description right now, but in the description of every one of my other videos, there's a link to my Amazon store. And then there's a idea list on the Amazon store. That's what it's called. That's what the grouping of products is called on there. And you will find yourself Geeks 4x4 merch as an idea list. And you guys can buy SS Bob shirts. You guys can buy just plain Geeks 4x4 shirts, all the stuff. And they're from Amazon, so they'll be here this week. So they're super quick. So my whole spiel has gotten rid of a lot of people watching. Who's still here? Crickets. I broke you guys. I sent you too many places. I'm sorry. I apologize. I wanted my spiel. I just wanted to hang out. So yeah. Mullet, yes. I really, really like the way that Project XJ built his XJ, and I am sure that he's going to do a really nice job on that excursion. What are your plans for that excursion, Caleb? I didn't ask you that last week. And that was dumb. I definitely should have. Are you hoping, you just kind of wanted to tow your Jeep. So is it pretty much going to stay stock, or are you going to do a bunch of stuff to it? Mullet, you are correct. It sits on pretty much the exact same frame. It's a little tiny bit different just because of the way the bed works. But, yeah. Uh-oh, I've talked Caleb into the coil swap. Yeah, man. Did you find the truck this week? Do you already have it now? I think you'll like the coil swap. I think it'll tow better too. I'm about ready to do my white truck. It feels like it's ready. It's gonna be one of my next series I'm gonna do for you guys, is kind of making a modern Ford Excursion out of my white truck. And I don't really mean by I don't really like the new front end. We kind of talked about the swaps a little bit, and I'm not really the biggest fan of like the new front end on the Excursion, but I would like to just like update all the little things and make it to where it has USBs all over and like maybe wireless charging and the coil axles and, you know, just like all the good stuff. I made a list the other day when we were driving. I had my wife write stuff down because I was just brainstorming. So nice, Calum. Yeah, I need to find another set of axles. I have a rear sitting in my backyard. I traded the front for half the gears. That was worth it. 100% worth it. That was super cool. But now I got to find another front. Kind of annoying. I'll find it. Not a big deal. Oh, he's not doing a coil swap on the XJ. The XJ already has coils. Incognito. It might be. Come on, man. It is a truck. Same drivetrain, same chassis pretty much. Same front end, same doors. Same axles. I don't know, all the stuff. Yeah, keeping the rear. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. To keep the Leafs. Oh, are you talking the XJ now? Yeah, that would be fun, actually. 4-link to XJ. Try and keep it low. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for coming in here, Incognito, and voting. I appreciate that. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, would also appreciate that. Can you guys see the poll results? Is that how... Do you see that whole thing? Or do I have to tell you the results? What do you think the results are of the poll if you can't see them? I'm gonna keep them going here. Keep the poll. Okay, you can see it. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, I literally have no idea how any of this works. Incognito, thanks for subscribing, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of the Excursion guy. So if you are interested in Ford Excursions or you just want to see great Excursion content, and I say great with quotes in the air in my head because I don't think of myself as a content creator. I just like working on stuff and I like taking people along for the ride. And so I apologize. Some of my stuff might get a little bit boring, but I'm having fun and I hope you have a little bit of fun watching me. Zaklaston Day. I probably butchered your name, man. But yeah, it's a truck. I totally agree. It is one of the coolest trucks ever built, I think. And that's what sets it apart from the other SUVs of the era, is that I believe the Excursion is a truck and none of them are. I don't care about your 2500 Suburban. That's not a truck. Okay, cool. You guys can see it. It's awesome. Yes, it is possible to get any level lift on an Excursion. The question is, like, what are you trying to do and why? I think that somebody makes a 12-inch lift for an Excursion if you really want to, but there's really not, like, a great reason to do that, other than just being absurdly tall. But if you are interested in a lift, do you have an Excursion? Zyclaston, right? I'm going to call you Claston or Classy. I don't know what to call you. Do you have an Excursion? Because if you have an Excursion and you're thinking about buying parts, oh, dude, I got the deal for you right now. So another great thing going on this month, guys. So Skyjacker has actually put us ambassadors, influencers that they use, in some kind of competition a little bit, right? So I need your guys' help. If you are considering buying anything from Skyjacker, because that is my recommended brand for shocks and springs all day long. They make an awesome lift kit. That's a nice complete kit. You are going to want to use the code Geeks4x410 at Skyjacker. And if you use it this month and I win, I get some really cool stuff. So even if I just get like one sale this month, that would be awesome. Even if it's a $5 sticker and you're using Geeks4x410, I would super appreciate it. But go to Skyjacker's website, use Geeks4x410. Sid, what's up, man? I'm here every week. Depends on what you want to do, Zyclaston. I mean, obviously, like, yeah, what is your plan, man? Project XJ, they don't. Nobody, the only actual 2-inch lift that you can get, Geeks 4x410, all one word is the code. You don't have to put any spaces in there, Zyclaston. That'll get you all the stuff. That'll get you the 10% off. Sid, no new scars. We're just sitting in front of. They got a different view going on. Zyclaston, yeah. What's your plan for the excursion? Like, what? How much do you want to lift it, and what do you want to do with it? And then I'll help you out. I think Skyjacker's lowest kit. I think the lowest kit is a 6-inch, but I think that they might have 4-inch springs that you can buy. Twin, what up, man? I like that better. Mullet, that is awesome, man. Yeah, Icon makes some nice stuff. I just actually was talking to somebody on Instagram this week that said that they had Icon springs on the back of their Excursion, and it was like 12-leaf pack or something, which looks nice. The trick with leaves is to do as many as possible. You do as many thin leaves as possible, and they ride better. And so the companies that are building custom stuff, like Deaver and Alcan, and I guess Icon is too. I didn't know that they were. It kind of seemed like they were a little bit cookie cutter Icon to me, but it does seem like they're making nice stuff, so that's awesome. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, guys, I would really appreciate it. I guess you like minimize the chat or something, and then you'll see the thumbs up, and that will give this whatever we're doing more go. And so I would appreciate some thumbs up. Our goal today from the super chat is, did I say $70? $75. We're just gonna go even 75 today. Let's see if we can get to that. Would appreciate any support that you guys can give to that. Thank you for that thumbs up. That is awesome. The voting is going interesting. We got about 75% saying that it is. You have events on the coast. Yeah, so Zyclaston, I think that Skyjacker, I can't remember how big of kit that they make. But they might make a pretty tall kit. They don't make a kit for the 2-wheel drive. The only people that make a lift kit for a 2-wheel drive Excursion is, like, I think FabTech used to make one, and now it's not. Yeah, now I don't know if they do anymore. Country Taco, what is up, man? Having a great day. I hope you have a great day. Three dots in the top right. Great. You've seen what, Mullet? The icons? Yeah, I was just impressed that that was an icon pack, right? Because like I said, what I kind of had seen in the off-road world around Icon was that they're kind of just building, this is just another manufacturer making some stuff. And then when this guy sent his pack that was like a bunch of leaves and stuff, I was like, oh, like they're actually making a legit like off-road leaf pack. So I think that's cool. It's super cool. So who knows? I might have to reach out to them. I don't know. I need custom leaves for this truck. This one right here. Because the plan is to go with the 08 leaves. So it already has the 05 to 07 coil front end, which is awesome. The Skyjacker coils make it ride really good and flex really good in the front. It's probably about as good as it's going to get in the front because of the way the tires just hit everything if I get more down travel or more up travel. And what it has is 18 inches overall in the front. So like one tire can go up 18 inches without the other tire coming off the ground. And in the back, I have 19 inches, but that's with the stock Excursion leaves. The 08 Plus is a little bit longer. So Zyclaston, yeah, I know it's possible. I've never done it. I'm not I was just talking about that a little bit. I'm not really I like the classic look, so I'm not really a dash swap guy. I do think it looks nice. I mean, if you were going to do the whole thing, if you're going to do the whole truck, it would make sense to swap the dash. But I haven't done that. I haven't gone that deep. Stock articulation. Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know. I really don't know what a stock Excursion would do on the CTI trailer. On camber with the camber uppers. All right, Lirel, you are putting the time out for the next 24 hours. Bye. Gerald, I get that, but that's a pickup truck. It's not a truck, right? Like, so you wouldn't call like a van truck a truck then, if it doesn't have a bed? Like, I don't know. I think like that's just a pickup truck. I don't know. Nice. Yeah, but I'm talking like a box truck. Like a Ford E350 with a box on the back of it. Like, that's a truck. I don't know. I just think a truck is what the chassis makes it. And an SUV is just not the right term for an Excursion. I think that's also my problem. Is to call it an SUV is like, it's just so understating it. So, that's why I called the Excursion a truck, because I just can't understate it that it's an SUV, because it's just not. It's just so much better than every other SUV that it can't be just called an SUV. Am I wrong in that? No, I'm not wrong in that. You guys can't tell me I'm wrong in that. It's not really sporty. Sure, I call motorhome a truck. Why not? I mean, like I said, it's just hard because it's like I said, do you get what I mean? Yeah, an Excursion really, maybe that's what it is. The Excursion is really both. It just feels like calling an Excursion an SUV is just not enough. So I think it's a truck. And it's got a truck chassis, a truck engine, truck axles, truck front end, truck front doors. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, well, I go into all the thing. Okay, Gerald, I like that. I like where you're going. I mean, it's neither. I do agree with that. It's like a heavy duty SUV or like a, but an SUV like doesn't. Yeah, it's an Excursion, right, Gerald? Like there's just no. People get very upset on the internet though if you call it a truck. It's very funny. Trail videos, Mullet? Yeah, man. We're working on them. We've tried to do more for you guys. So every event, I've done last couple events. So I haven't been wheeling since the last ones. People. We'll just call it the people mover. We'll just go back to what Walt had created in Disneyland, and Excursions are now people movers. That's their class of vehicle. Tow pig, but again, everybody with their pickups is gonna get mad at that because that's their tow pig is their pickup. You're just like, I don't know. It's just like an interesting argument, right? But like I said, I've been chewed out on the internet about it. It's kind of funny. The Astrovan's a van, though. Those are not even trucks. They're just S10s. S10 don't even classify as a truck. Because then a Blazer is. But it's like, this is a 3/4 ton pickup with a shell on the back. Like, that's what it is. Your pickup truck can't even fit. 98% of pickup trucks can't even fit 4x8 sheet of plywood inside of them and close the tailgate. I've lifted a Astrovan. It's an S10. It's not a frame. It's actually got a subframe underneath it. Unless yours is a different year. I've lit the 95 that I lifted, or was it 90? They have an S10 front subframe under them, and it's actually, they don't even have a frame that goes past the driver's seat on the Astrovans. Zyclaston, ask that question again. I don't think it came across right. How do you recommend the door to be? Are you asking how? Thanks, Mullet. I appreciate it, man. Did they make them beefier in 97? Yeah, so like the 90 it's like all S10 stuff. And it didn't have a full frame. It had a front subframe that held the engine. And like we literally spaced that out to lift it because it was IFS and you can't really do it. So class, and I think you're asking about trying to make the doors quieter. Why are they I don't know. I've insulated the inside of these doors now. So you can hear. It doesn't really echo anymore. It's got a layer of... I use Silas liner. It's in my Amazon store, and it's pretty cheap. This truck is pretty much 3 boxes of it now in it. I don't know. I've done everything. Yeah. So, like some sort of sound deadening. This whole panel on the inside of this door is not insulated from the factory. It's just a panel. So there's like a little bit of insulation on the back of the plastics, and then there's the like liner stuff, and then yeah. So I don't know. But this, like, if you can get stick-on liner and do the outer skin of the truck, it helps it to be quieter. I actually spray foamed the bottom of these doors because I don't know why. No, I did. Because there was actually some holes where I capped them, and so I wanted to seal it all off. It's going to be terrible when the spray foam gets wet, but it's fine. It's all good. And yeah, so this door down in here is like spray foam with that expanding foam. And yeah, I've used that foam a little bit actually in this truck, and it's been fine. Gerald, yeah, I do agree. The Astrovan is not a truck. I don't know. I just have a hard time saying the Excursion is not a truck. I'm sorry. That's okay. We could disagree. It's all good. I know the internet doesn't want us to think that, but I'm okay with disagreeing. I really don't care. I just think it's a truck. I've always called mine a truck, especially mine with a 7.3. It's like, geez, name another SUV that can tow more, and it doesn't exist. Like, comfortably. Yes, the tow ratings might say it, but I would not tow 11K with an Expedition. No way. That is sketchy. So yeah, so class and check out the Skyjacker thing. See how high I lift. They might. I think they make. I think at least they make an 8-inch. And 8's a lot on an Excursion. I mean, these things are tall in general. With 8, you should be able to fit 40s easy, with very little trimming. And yeah, there you go, Gerald. It identifies as a truck. Yeah. Yeah, and it identifies as a Prius when people don't think it's eco-friendly, you know. Because, you know, can't have that. Hey, if you're in here and you have not hit the thumbs up button, I would really appreciate that. I also do this, like, super thanks thing and super whatever, super gifts or something thing on these lives. And if you want to donate, that would be pretty incredible. I have a goal today of $70. But if you want to give $5, it's great. If you want to give $1, that's great. That would be awesome. Project XJ, yeah, I don't know. It's a half ton still, right? Like, so I can't stop that. Can't stop it fast. It's also just so different now, the ratings. I think if they were to build an Excursion now, we were talking about it earlier on the chat. We were talking about if they were to actually build another Excursion, like how much it would cost. And I would be willing to bet that a new Excursion would be rated, I don't know, what are the new F-250s? I bet the new Excursion would be rated between 15 and 20K tow rating. If they built it if they built it right, with the 6.7, with all the stuff. Your boat has surges. So that's helpful. Yeah. But you know what I mean is, like, if the brakes go out and you're towing with a half ton, the chances of you stopping it is like nothing. Gerald, this one here is a V10. I have a 7.3 Excursion too. It's over there. Erica, how you doing? Glad to have some new people joining us here. Yeah, Mullet. Yes, sir. V10 for life. 6.8. Yeah, I do want a 5.4 one. Just so I can have one. But I don't know. I need to own them all. So I'm gonna have a 6-liter, and yeah. Gerald, yes. Yes, they're pretty bad. They're really bad around town. On the highway, surprisingly enough, and I don't know if you know much about this truck. This truck here is sitting on 40s. On the highway, this truck gets 12 miles per gallon. And that might not seem like much, but that's not bad. It weighs 7,700 pounds, and it's dragging 40s down the highway. And I think that 12 is not terrible at all. When I built the truck, I was very much expecting 10, or I was very excited about it. Yeah, I didn't actually watch that comparison. What did they find out? Was it interesting, or was it like, I don't know, one of their things? I did think it was cool that they finally bought one. I also was a little bit peeved because I've been making excursion content for like 7 years now, and they had more views on one video with an excursion than I've had in all of my 7 years. It's fine. I'm fine. I don't know. I'm boring, obviously. So I'm glad you guys are watching me. Yeah. Well, and they're also up high. And I noticed up there in Colorado, oh my gosh, this freaking V10 struggled like crazy. I don't know. It couldn't get the air to do its thing. And yeah. Yeah. So even with the 488s in it, we were at the top of all those passes at 40 miles an hour in second gear. It was rough. But it made it over them, and then we got into flatlands, and it really liked that. It never downshifted again hardly until we got back home. It was quite entertaining. So, hey, if you're watching and you have not hit that like button, if you see there's like 3 dots in the top corner apparently, and if you hit those little dots, you can hit the little thumbs up button, and that helps this thing get pushed to more people, and that would be amazing if you would just do that little thing to help my channel. I would appreciate that. I am Bryce. I'm the Ford Excursion guy. You're watching Geeks 4x4 right now, and if you have an excursion, or you know someone with an excursion, or you just enjoy watching somebody do dumb things to Ford Excursions and or with Ford Excursions, I'm your guy. You should come hang out. We have cookies. Yeah, well, then that's the problem, right? That's where everybody on the GM side gets hung up, is that they are like, oh yeah, well, we had the 8.1. It's like, well, we had the 7.3 and the 6-liter. Like, well, you can't compare them. Yeah, you can, because you're saying that that's your heavy-duty one. Well, first of all, every Excursion ever built was 3/4 ton. Even the 5.4 gasser was a 3/4 ton truck. Then the engine options were insane. Gerald. See, I was right. I would be really surprised if they would have changed it. But I appreciate you coming and telling me that, because I was literally like, man, did I really not know that? Exactly, Project XJ. And so that's why the thing to me is that there's no comparison. So, I'm not too proud. I'm wrong all the time. You watch this channel long enough, you'll hear me say I'm wrong over and over and over. That's part of who I am. It is more fun to learn. I'd rather learn talking to you guys, and if somebody's going to tell me I'm wrong in the comments, I love it. So, except if you tell me the Excursion is not a truck, because it's a truck. Just kidding. But that's why, to me, there's no comparison, because GM never offered a diesel. The 8.1, don't get me wrong, the 8.1 is a great engine. But it's not a 7.3. And heck, power-wise, it's not even, it's not a 6-liter either. 6-liter, blow it out of the water. And then blow up. But there's no comparison as to what Ford built versus, and GM, like, I don't, from what I understand, that's funny. Yeah, it's on an S10 frame. So, but yeah, from what I understand, the 3/4 ton burbs, uh, they were like kind of a 3/4 ton suspension slapped on the 1/2 ton frame. So it really didn't have a thicker frame from what I understand either. And that doesn't mean it's a 3/4 ton, just slapping some stuff on. Mullet. Are you talking about chasing 516 Project XJ, Caleb? Flex blades. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll be honest. See, Gerald, I'm honest too. The cantilever kits, I know hardly anything about as well. I really don't know enough about any of that. Gerald, yes, I have been super impressed with what my buddies we lifted. There's videos on the channel of lifting that van, and I really, really like one of those with a 30-inch tire and lifted decently. Yeah, chasing 516 or whatever he is. What's his name? I can't think of his name. I've never met him. We know a lot of the same people, and he has an Excursion now too. He bought an Excursion, and so we've chatted. We've chatted for years on the old interweb, Instagram stuff. That he did a really nice job. It looks like on that swap, and I was glad that he got picked for that challenge. I think that was a really good pick by Onyx to pick him. So I did apply for that, probably too late, I think. But I applied for that, and I was really glad that he won it. So, because I think because he built the truck for it, and I think that's so cool. Like, that guy, I love that. So he's one of the big reasons when I started building this truck that I knew I could put 40s on it really low, because he took, I remember what the truck was called. It was a white Super Duty that was like all rusted, and he took and cut it out and put 40s on it and went wheeling, and I was just so impressed at how capable it was that it got me really excited when I was building this truck. And so that he was one of the big inspirations behind this truck being built the way it is and getting completed, because I knew it was going to be good, because I watched some people like him beat the crap out of stock ones with, not coil springs and not all my... I really enjoy tuning suspensions, and I feel like I can get the most out of just about any suspension because I really enjoy working and tuning them. And so I figured if he could do that with a leaf sprung truck, I could for sure do it if I was going to coil swap it. So yeah, I was getting excited when I was watching his stuff. Whiskey something was the truck name. But Gerald, yes, I really like those Astros. Gerald, it was an Expedition or Excursion? Gerald's over here messing with me. Expedition is not a truck. I do agree with that. It's not. It's too plush. Excursion, I don't know. The Excursion's plush. Was plush for the day, I guess. Yeah, an Expedition. Yeah, they're just, they're a 1/2 ton. So yeah, I agree with that. I don't think they're a truck either. Which one is their 6-liter GMs? It's the 6.6 Duramax. Is that what that is? Yeah, the Excursion in my mind is a heck of a lot different than an Expedition. As much as it doesn't seem like it is. It's very interesting because people have asked me, I think that's a question I've gotten maybe the most. Maybe not the most. I don't know, whatever. But I've gotten the thing a lot. Is why didn't I start with an Expedition? Because I bobbed this truck 12 inches. So I cut 12 inches off the tail there. And everybody goes, why didn't you start with an Expedition? Because the Excursion is a truck. Is really my answer. Because I got all of the 1-ton running gear. I got I mean, that's most of it. I mean, right, I got the big axles. I got the bolt-in ability for a coil swap. I got a big old 3/4 ton V10 with a big heavy-duty transmission. All the stuff that people swap into their Jeeps or their off-road vehicles, I bought the vehicle that they swap it from. And so I started ahead, right? So I didn't have to spend as much money doing all that on the other side. Or if I would have done an expedition, I would have, well, first of all, I wouldn't have had something as cool because people don't like expeditions as much, and myself included. And secondly, I would have had to, solid axle swap it. And the rear, actually, on the older Expedition is already a 4-link, so that would have been cheating. Actually, would have been ahead there, but I would have had to find all the stuff and go bigger. Oh, I don't know enough about GM, like that. So that's like that Detroit diesel, essentially. That's in the Hummer. That's like one of the most underpowered, unreliable engines of all time. Is that what you're talking about? I think the Cybertruck is a truck. It says it in the name. And it's big. It has a ton of torque. Yeah, I don't see why the Cybertruck wouldn't be a truck. Yes, yeah, that's 6.5. That's the one I recognize. That's the number I recognize. That was also the same thing. It was not a very impressive engine and also not very reliable. And Ford had the 7.3 at the same time. And Chevy guys want to tell me how their Chevy's better. No. Square body Chevy, it's out of diesel and it's pretty good. But I'm a Ford guy. I'm sorry. You can like your Chevys. That's fine. Yeah, it's a Cyber something. I don't know what it is. The windshield's big. That's fun. Has a pickup bed, kind of. You can tow stuff as long as it's not close to the tow rating, or else the hitch will break off. And if you put a hard jar on it, the hitch will break off. I think it's incredible because somebody else tested it too after Whistling Diesel did. Ripped the one off of his, and they did like the bucket on it, and the Cybertrucks just broke with it, and the norm, I think they had a ram on that one, and it bent. That's awesome, Gerald. What do you have? Is it F-150? I assume. What year, generation are you rolling? And is that the 3.6 V6 or what engine is that? Hey, if you're in here and you haven't hit the like button, I would really appreciate it. We also have a goal today of the super thanks, super chat, super whatever. If you want to donate some money, hit to that $70 goal. Man, guys, I would really, really appreciate that. That would be awesome. Oh, man. With the 5-speed, too. Yeah, you're doing all right there, Gerald. That sounds good. Is that a bump side, too? That's the round body. I love that. There's something about that body style that I really like. And it's, I'm the same era, right? I just like that era of trucks. And I don't know what it is because I was a kid with it. No bump side, okay. Those with the bump side, I think, have to be one of the most underrated, cool-looking trucks around. They just, I don't know, they just ooze cool to me. And maybe I'm wrong. I also grew up in California with those, and everybody was building pre-runners out of them. And so they have a little bit of a pre-runner lean, and you can get a lot of travel out of the two-wheel drive ones really easy. Oh, white on white. Okay, cool. With a little bit of tan or gold accents, right? Yeah, it's a good-looking truck. That's a good-looking truck. Definitely cool. Ray Vix, hey, how are you today? Glad to see you in here. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, you should do it. Would appreciate it a ton. We have been live going on an hour now. The Excursion poll, we're polling at 72% believe that it is a truck. 72%, I am with you. I agree, 100%. Ford Excursion is a truck. It is the largest SUV ever built. Somebody yelled at me the other day and said, a Hummer. And I was like, well, the Excursion is taller and longer. Mahadisadur, hello, mullet. Yeah, I do know that, mullet. Dang, Gerald, that is freaking awesome, man. Don't ever sell that. And how cool to have your dad's old truck. I have some of my dad's old stuff too. My dad passed away a couple years ago. This is my dad's that him and I built together. My white Excursion with a 7.3 was my grandpa's, and then my parents too. So same kind of thing. And so yeah, pretty special to have your dad or your grandpa's truck around. I love that. Ray Vixie, I don't know what you're saying, buddy. Sorry. You're right. The Wagoneer, what is it, longer? Yeah, nice, Gerald. That's awesome. Yeah, you said that. The Wagoneer is longer. Oh, and it's wider. And is it taller, too? I can't believe that that big Wagoneer. Like, when you get next to one, I can't believe how big it does seem. Like, so the last generation Escalade was actually longer than the Excursion 2 by, like, 0.2 of an inch or whatever. But it never felt like that because it wasn't taller. Rain Vixie, I'm trying not to. No, thank you. Maheshador, mini truck. If you're not going to do much heavy work, why not? Well, you should get a Ford Excursion, according to me. But mini truck's fine. I like the little key trucks. They're kind of cool. I also don't have any. I don't know what any function of that truck would be. It's useless to me. I have everything I could do with that truck I can do in the back of my Jeep. So there's no reason to buy that. Thanks, Cheryl. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, just trying to be a real guy on the internet. That's my goal, man. I always joke with people, and I'm a little bit serious. Like, I may not be the most entertaining guy, but I'm trying to give you guys real thoughts, real insights, and, like, real tricks and stuff. Because for us, for Excursion owners, these trucks are getting old, and we need some things. So, Grayson the Farmer, no to what? No to what? You watch out what you say. You watch out what you say here. Because I'll put you in timeout. Grayson the Farmer. I'm not afraid of it. Not afraid of the timeout button. But yeah, I mean, like I said, my goal is just to share knowledge and to build a community, man. It's so cool to be able to meet other people. Yeah, I mean, like, went live with Project XJ last week. Never met the guy. Awesome community. Like, I'm gonna go hopefully we can hang out at some point and actually meet in person. But just like building that community is so worth all of this for me. I want to get to know all you people. So learning about your dad's truck that you have with no miles on it, and like that's the coolest thing, man. So I'm really glad that you came in here and shared. The Fummins. See, Grayson, we had this conversation before you came in. We were like, the problem with me not saying that it's not a truck is that then you have to call it an SUV. And it's not an SUV either. So, like, I don't think it's an SUV. Project XJ, what do you mean, what do I think about the Fummins? We talked about that last week. It's the same, like, I mean, it's the same vibe, right? Yeah, see, it's definitely not an SUV. Of course, Project XJ. We'll do it again, man. We'll do it again. I want you to get that Amigo back, or as you're working on other stuff, or who knows. We'll figure it out. Hello from New Zealand, Mr. Something Gaming. How are you doing from down under? Do you guys from New Zealand call yourself down under too? I know you have a beef with Australia, so I don't really know if that's in the same thing. Yeah, see, Grayson, I think that's the right, like, it's like a hybrid. It's like a truck SUV. It's like a truck SUV. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's in a class of its own. So we kind of decided it's really just an Excursion. It's not anything else. I also get annoyed Is it blasphemy to come and swap? I don't think so. I think it's dumb to do a big swap like that on anything, though. I'm not a big swap guy, as you know. Mullet, have a good dinner, man. We will see you next time. I don't think it's blasphemy. I just think that you're opening what could be more of a can of worms than just like the engineers. There's a reason. Math debater, what is up? The other big reason that I went with an Excursion as my build platform for this big build that I did on this truck, is that I wanted to keep all the factory drivetrain. And it's really interesting, if you really look at some of the really successful rock crawlers and successful things, a lot of them do still have factory drivetrain, the ones that are still used over and over and over. And that's just sure for the fact that an engineer put way more time and effort into anybody that's doing a swap. And it's going to last longer. And the fact that I can go in any place and say I need parts for a 2000 Ford Excursion, albeit it's hard to say 2000 Ford Excursion and they don't put in a 04 Excursion. But at least the V10 is so common that there are parts readily available everywhere. Yeah, or heavy duty. Yeah, I don't know if it's a hybrid, though, because everybody thinks a hybrid now and they think of electric, and it's sure as heck not efficient or electric. And unfortunately, that's just the narrative. It should be like, I said that, a heavy duty SUV or something. And it's really, again, it's in a league of its own, though, because I just don't believe that anything else is close. And yeah, the Wagoneer is now rivaling size, and it's bigger in some ways. But a bedless truck. There you go. There you go, the bedless truck. If your name is Jake and Kellen and you're not doing homework right now, and I know it's summertime, but you better be reading the summer books. I got you. Got you, Alex. Yeah, a bedless truck. But that's why I say a pickup. Yeah, so Grayson, you're right. But the thing is, Chevy never built that. So it's not close. Like, that's somebody's custom whatever. Chevy never built the Burb with a diesel in it. That was a custom order government thing. There's like 20 of them. Like, it's not a big. There are hundreds of thousands of diesel Excursions. So to me, it's just in a whole different thing. You're trying to get them here, Alex, or are you are you trying to get them to read their book? They have a long flight soon. See, DeCrossan, you get it. You get it. The newer SUVs and their IRS, it's a whole different story. Oh, you're right, Project XJ. You are correct. But, no, I don't think so. I don't think they did make them in Canada. But like I said, like Project XJ brought up, GM is now producing a Suburban, and it's only a Suburban, it's not a Tahoe, with the 3-liter diesel. But if you go to the dealer and you ask them you ask the dealer to get you the most tow-ready Suburban, they're going to sell you a 6.2. They're not going to sell you the 3-liter diesel. The diesel's in there to get fuel mileage. That's it. It has no results of towing. They're like it's like a 6,000-pound rated towing engine, which is extremely sad. Ah. Is that the family main? Move my door over there? With bad bank. Yeah, the 6.2s are terrible. Yeah, there's not. So my brother brought his. He was like, "Oh, I just got the 5.3," and I was like, "I think you bought the best engine option that you could buy right now, because the 6.2 is garbage, and the 3-liter is like hit or miss, and they were impossible to find. Couldn't find one, and when they did find one, it was $20,000 or $15,000 to $20,000 more, I think. Maybe it wasn't quite that much, but it was expensive. So I'm just not. I don't know, but again, you're right. They do come with a diesel. I shouldn't say that. I should say a heavy duty diesel. It never happened. Yeah. So Grayson, yeah. So I think you missed what I was saying there. That engine is a gas mileage getter. It's not a tow engine. It's a inline six, and it actually has a lower tow rating than a 5.3 Suburban on the equivalent. So it's not a tow engine. It's I want to say like European, right? Because the Europeans run a lot of diesels for the fact that diesels are more efficient, and so it's not a like you can't compare an engine that's not really built to tow to a 7.3. Like, yeah, yeah. But I said I stood corrected there. They definitely are offering one now. I'm just saying in an actual what? No, I hadn't heard that. The 3 liter has an oil belt that needs to be replaced every 100K, that they put it in the back of the motor. Decrossin, do explain a little bit deeper. Is that like an oil drive assembly so it drives the oil pump or something stupid? No. That's so sad. Because I think it's great, honestly. Like, I mean, I would love a Suburban or an Excursion that got 30 miles per gallon. Yeah, yeah, unfortunately. The oil pump is belt-driven, and they use a rubber belt. Stellar design. Gosh. What? But it's inside the engine. So it's not like an easy... So you have to pull the pan off, the oil pan off to get to it or something? Or how do you get to it? Yeah, and I think you made the right decision. Like I said, my brother got a 5.3 as well. And the 6.2s are garbage now. They've outsourced and screwed those up. And then you got to separate the trans and the... What? What are we doing? Why are we designing stuff like this? Like, this is a wear item that we're going to bury in there? Like, no, thank you. Yeah. Grayson, you have a wonderful day. Thank you for stopping by today. Appreciate the time and the like I'm assuming that you gave me because I love you. Just kidding. I do love you. You're my people. Do have a goal. Nobody's donated to the goal today. Goal is $70, so really would appreciate 75. I think I said would appreciate some to the goal. Not from the family main because they're my neighbor and they keep donating and it's annoying. Yeah, so you buy the you know what, Caleb, you're right. Oh, 100K. Oh, you need an oil pump belt, or else if it dies, you destroy your motor. Or you can buy a new one. Yeah. And then there's those of us with Excursions with 25 years over here that are unwilling to buy new ones, and everybody's like, well, they stopped making the Excursion, and it's like, well, we didn't need new ones. We're fine. Yes. Government Motors efficiency status is high. They love to be efficient in the old Government Motors. So, yeah. But I don't want to be the guy that's sitting here bashing on GM, right? Like that's not my goal. I'm a big SUV guy, so I'm a big proponent. You guys saw recently I did a walk around on a really nicely built like Suburban of the same generation as my Excursion. And this guy, his YouTube name is Overland to Water, and what the freak? Yeah, that's ridiculous. Take it to Spain. Don't take it here. We're moving towards the goal. We got a donation. Appreciate the donation. Again, from somebody that needs to be spending money on going to Spain, but it's fine. I appreciate it. But yeah, I don't want to be sitting here, diving in on GM. I know. I'll take the money. I appreciate it. But yeah, I appreciate all the support, guys. Even just sitting here talking to me is awesome. And this guy did such a nice job with an Overland Suburban. Like he solid axle swapped it, so he fixed that problem, right? And then Like, it just, like, some of the stuff is just really nice. Yeah, and that's the problem with everything, though, is, like, I'm not afraid to point out the flaws on Ford either. Everybody's like, well, you're this or you're that, and it's like, here's the end of the deal, the end of the day here. Everything breaks. Crunch Munch, what up, man? Yeah, everything breaks. So like, you can bash on my Ford as much as you want, but if you can find me a Chevy that is not broken, and it's always Chevy guys, it is. The Chevy guys are the freaking worst. They're just like bashing, and you're just like, so is your Chevy never broken? Because this breaks. Everybody asks me, they're like, so what's the big things on the V10? I'm like, here's the deal with the V10. Put a torque wrench on the spark plug, on every spark plug, every 10,000 miles, and just make sure they're tight. Because as soon as they start walking off, you're going to blow one out of the head. That's just guaranteed. Secondly, on the V10, if it has an exhaust leak, and if it doesn't have an exhaust leak, start saving money up and pay somebody to put in 20 new studs and find yourself a set of manifolds so you don't have to deal with the exhausts anymore. And other than that, put oil in it because they eat oil, and just enjoy it. That's funny, Gerald. Oh, you can't. You've got alerts on it all the time. Did you get the air conditioner fixed in the GM? I feel like I saw you guys the other day with the windows down. Hank, I know nothing about them, so I'm not the right person to talk to about it. I appreciate you coming in here and asking a question, though. If you could hit the like button, I would also appreciate that. But yeah, sorry, man. I really just don't know anything about them. So yeah. Turk, how you doing? Can't understand what you were writing, but how are you doing? Evaporator sensor. Yeah, and it's just, it's unfortunately for me, I have an issue because with GM, my biggest issue with GM, honestly, is the way that I fit in them. I'm 6'3", and the way that they built, and the newer ones are better, but the way that they built them, the ones that I grew up in, so 90s, and then up to, like, my mom has a 2011 Escalade, and I just don't fit. The way that they made the console and everything like that, did all that, it's just not comfortable for me to drive. And I think that's one of the big reasons I don't like them. They're just less comfortable to drive. Mr. Turk, I have no way to translate, and I apologize. And so I'm glad you're here commenting. Thank you. Because I don't know anything you're saying. I have no idea. There's no instant translate on YouTube. Seems like there should be at this point. You'd think with AI that there would be an instant translate rolling around. You're in Turkey. See that? I was guessing you're in Turkey. It's awesome. Glad that you found my thing. Do you have an excursion in Turkey? Ooh, that's the real question. Never heard of an excursion in Turkey. All right, the poll. Well, it's getting a little lower here. So Gerald will be happy. I don't know if you're still around, Gerald. 67% now say excursion is a... No English. Yeah, no Turkish here for me. But I appreciate you coming by. Thank you for saying hi. Thank you very much. If you have not hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, you should do that. Everybody should do that. Get those thumbs up rolling. I guess you hit the 3 little boxes in the top corner, and then you hit the thumbs up, and it's real exciting. So yeah, we're just hanging out, talking about Ford Excursions, talking about if they're a truck or not. Let's see what else we're talking about. How we're bummed that GM never really offered a heavy-duty diesel in theirs. How the Excursion is no longer the largest SUV ever made because the Grand Wagoneer is bigger. The grandiose Wagoneer. There's two Wagoneers because there's one that's not as long, and I don't know if it's called something different, but I don't know. But basically, how the Ford Excursion is the best SUV ever built. Not SUV, the best HD SUV ever built. Nice, Gerald. Nice. Yeah, it's down. I have not been to Turkey. Nope. Have not. Is it the Wagoneer? So it's just, so the short one's the Wagoneer, and then the long one's the Wagoneer L. It's like they did with the Expedition. They said Expedition, and then Expedition EL. Is the new one still the EL for the longer one? I don't know. I don't really pay attention to new cars. I'll be honest. They're all kind of bland. Nice. It's an L now. Yeah, there you go. Somebody's going to Turkey right there. 3 weeks. Is that where you're coming out of? Is that how long you guys are gone? I don't even know. Oh, they're the Max. Expedition Max. I'm just gonna, I mean, sorry, guy from Turkey. I don't really know how to talk to you, buddy. Kind of blocked him. Sorry. Filling up my chat, you know. Yeah. Great. I get to use the pool for 3 weeks while you guys are gone. That's great. Get Loki and Fen in there. All the stuff. I hope the filter's nice and clean. All right, what's next? What's the next topic of approval that the Geeksters want to hear? Oh, the other thing is we have memberships now. Like, if you want to be a member of the Geeks 4x4 family, there is full-on members, and you can be a member and get some exclusive content. And I need to do some more content for my members right now. Speaking of that, I'm missing people. None of those members have been on in a couple weeks, and that's kind of annoying on the live. So hopefully we find them again. But you get a cool little badge thing by your name in the live if you're going to chat, and make sure I don't miss you. And then there's also some merch if you want some merch. Oh, the other thing, I was telling somebody about it, is that Skyjacker, this month, they're doing like an ambassador thing. And if you use my code, Geeks4x410, you get 10% off. And then I get some stuff on the other side of it. So even if you're buying stickers or anything like that, I would love if anybody would use my code and just get something from Skyjacker. And that would be awesome. So Geeks4x410, all one word, Geeks4x410 at Skyjacker's website. Gerald, what vehicle? These on the Jeep are General Grabber X3s, and I wish they made them in a 40. Those are Cooper STT Pros, the Cooper Discover STT Pro. The White Excursion has General Grabber ATXs on them, which I will admit I am not all that impressed with, so I would not suggest General Grabber ATXs. Not one of my favorite tires. I will be going, for 20 years of that truck's life, it ran Firestone Destination ATs, and they stopped making them when I needed tires last time. And they stopped, there was like a 2-year period that they did not make a Firestone Destination, and I had to buy tires in that period. And now they have a new version of the Firestone Destination AT, and that will be the tire I'm getting, actually probably before this winter, because that truck is starting to need tires. So that's kind of annoying. My wife's car, Michelin Defender LTX. Which General Grabber, though, is the question, Project XJ? So, yeah, the ATXs I really don't like. Those the ones I don't like. That's their AT. It looks like a BFG is what it looks like. And, yeah, I'm not impressed with that. But these X3s, these Grabber X3s on this Jeep, are the best mud tire I've ever run. like, hands down. You can drive it in the snow, and it actually works on, like, crappy roads and stuff. Now, the old school grabber that you might be thinking of that I think might still exist in Arizona, with, like, the square tread blocks, that's not a great tire. Except it's a desert. It's good. It's a Go Fast desert tire is what it is. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, Gerald. You know, here's the X3. The X3 is their newer. I would say newer, but it was like 2016, 17 that they came out with this. So these are cool. Also, I'll tell you why I know it's way too much about tires. These are full tread depth sipes, so they actually go to the core of the tire, so you can actually get the water out of these things. And then these blocks work really well. Again, I'm really happy with these tires. So my family was in the tire business for 50 years, and I know a couple things about tires, and so I just have a different, perspective on them. Gerald, I already told you were wrong about the Excursion not being a truck. I'm gonna have to tell you you're wrong again. Just kidding. The Goodyear's a decent tire. I ran a set of Duratracs on my white truck. Well, actually, they were on this Jeep for a while, and they are utter freaking garbage in the snow. The Duratracs. I don't know what the deal is with them, but you don't need siping in Arizona. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't know what in the deal was with those Duratracs. That white Excursion was the best vehicle I've ever owned in the snow for years. And then I put those Duratracs on it. It was like driving a freaking ice skate. I do not understand. Not studded, but like I had never had studded tires before. But you can stud those. And they have a freaking snowflake mount rating on them. And I wouldn't trust those things to go anywhere. They were terrible. So yeah, not a big fan of, because like I said, I tried the Duratracs, and just wasn't impressed with them. Not my style. Still guys up here that run them, but I don't know how you even drive it in the winter. So, but the grabbers the X3s are not like a ton better. I'm going back to Firestones. The Destinations are even the new ones are going to be just fine. I really like Firestone tires. They were one of our. We were a retread plant for Bandag, so one of our things. Yeah, that's awesome, Gerald. Yeah, and I think definitely an age thing too, right? They've obviously changed some stuff. So something about the rubber and the cold, it didn't like it, and then it was burned. They were burning really fast too. So it was like soft rubber, but then it got hard in the cold and didn't work or something. It was kind of an odd mix that I had on those tires. And maybe that was just my experience. Like I said, there's tons of guys that run them up here. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that can be said for a lot of things, right? So, yeah, I'm just not. And, like I said, I'm not out here to bash on people, but that's my experience on them. Yeah, the Explorer with Firestones was an interesting thing, but yeah, we've always ran Firestones, and it's a good tire. Firestones. Big old branch just fell or something in my yard. Or the family mains over here trying to mess with me. Yeah, the old Exploders. The ever consistent. For a while there, early 2000s, we would drive by a vehicle rolled over or something on the freeway, and we could almost guess that it was an Explorer. It was pretty bad. And I don't remember what the deal was with that. They blamed it on the tire, but it was a lot to do with a lot of other things, too. That's funny. Yeah, no, they did the thing. So Ford was in business with Firestone for a long time, and they put Firestone spares in the well, the Excursion came with Firestones. But it had a Firestone spare in it from the factory. And guys are still have the factory spare in the Excursion, and then they're exploding and they're getting mad at it. And it's like, guys, that tire is 25 years old and it's sitting in the heat because it's inside. So if it's 100 outside, it's like 120 inside the truck. And you're mad that it exploded and you're mad at Firestone, and you're like, that is not Firestone's problem. That is an old freaking tire. Put a new one in there. I think it's been, I don't know, 3 or 4 years now. I put a new one in mine. Those sway bar links were really weak. Did you run Goodyear or Firestone sway bar links on your link? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the sway bar links on the Exploder. Maybe that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah, they had all kinds of things. There was so many factors to the reason that those things were going over. That it's like when the Prius's throttles were getting stuck, and then Toyota was like, we're gonna put new floor mats in it, and that's gonna fix it. And they updated the software while it was in there. It has nothing to do with it. They just covered it, and that was their cover. Kind of interesting. Yeah, I blew a tire on this truck at 70 miles an hour with no sway bar, and it was fine. So, and that was a 40. I got, I don't know, 12 inches of sidewall. It's fine. It's fine. It was just fine. Yeah, I don't know. Jackson, I do. Nobody has ever asked that on this. I do believe in God. Mm-hmm. I don't really say that on any of my things. I don't know why. Awesome Project XJ. See you later, man. I'll do my best to stay geeky, you know. It's kind of hard. Hard to stay just as geeky as I am. Dude, do you like those? Wasteland? I very much do. I'll just say it. I would love to have Mickey Thompson sponsor this truck. I really, really like the look of their like kind of heavy-duty all-terrain 40. And I think that this truck right here behind me would be a stellar way to prove that those tires are awesome, because the thing weighs a lot and it goes down the highway and all the stuff. And I have not been able to get back to Mickey Thompson. Or from Mickey Thompson. So if you want to email them and say Geeks 4x4 should run your tires, you should email them that. I'm just kidding. I don't think you should do that. But yeah. Yeah, Gerald, you're so right. Jackson, I do. We're currently looking for a church, but yes. Is that the Baja Boss? Which you said it up there? Yeah, you have the ATZs. So I was looking at the Baja Boss. I think the MTs, but yeah, we were talking about him earlier. The Chasing 516 guy that I follow is a big a big proponent of Mickey Thompson, and I mean, yeah, they just look really good. Jackson, I don't know yet. I'm not going to tell you on here, so sorry. Wasteland Survivor, you got an Excursion, right? I think I recognize your handle there. 285, 75, 16 is a nice Excursion size, so I think you got an Excursion. But yeah, I've been looking, like I said, I really, really like their 40s. Yeah, again, I would just love Mickey Thompson. If you're watching, if somebody's listening from Mickey Thompson, Geeks 4x4 would love to run your tires and be sponsored and really put them through their paces I put miles on this truck on the road. It's not just a rock crawler, and it's heavy, and it is a rock crawler as well. And it would do a great test for your tires and show some really cool stuff, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe that it would be a really good test. I get asked all the time what kind of tires I'm running. People want to know. Yep. 03 V10. Nice. What was I going to ask? Oh, it's an XLT? No, you didn't say that. Is your bumper painted color matched? XLT? So do you have cladding? Wait, Sun Survivor, have you posted it in my YouTube community thing yet? So I have a community tab on your phone. You should be able to find it and post a picture of your Excursion. Would love to see that. Also, anybody else is more than welcome to do that. Honestly, Gerald, you should post a picture of your F-150. That thing sounds sick. But yeah, there's a thing. I think it's only on mobile. If you go to community tab and you go under there, you will see like a place for you guys to post pictures of your stuff. And I would love to just keep filling that with more vehicles. I think it's really fun. Get my followers' vehicles up on there. So I think it's super cool. And like I said, anybody needs shocks. Skyjacker makes all kinds of things. Geeks 4x410 is the code to Skyjacker. They make shocks for pretty much every vehicle ever made. So, and if it's not listed on their website, you can probably call them, and they probably have something that'll fit, or that they aren't quite sure it'll fit, but might fit. And they are the best riding shocks around. So if you need new shocks for that F-150, because they're just 20 years old, because I know it doesn't have enough miles to wear them out, Skyjacker's your man. They are freaking sick. Such nice shocks. If you're in here and you haven't hit the like button, I would appreciate that. Our goal today is $75. We've had one person add to our goal. So if you feel like donating money in the super chat, super sly, super wood, super something, I would appreciate that. Also have memberships to Geeks 4x4. So, gosh dang it, Gerald. Come on, man. Just kidding. That's great. Yeah, if you want to contribute to that, if you want to become a member of my channel and get some access to exclusive member things, would also love that. So yeah, that's what we're doing here. Right now, we're just hanging out, talking about excursions, talking about if they're a truck. I don't know what else we've talked about. We talked about tires now. We have made sure that the kids are doing their homework. We have, I don't know, we're just hanging out, getting to know people. So I'm really glad that you guys are here hanging with me. Any other questions you have, feel free to ask them. I will answer them, or I will do my best to butcher them. In the comment section, if you could hit the like button if you're in here, just searching through, man, I would really, really, really appreciate that. Yeah, we've been live for a little over an hour and a half now, just kind of hanging out with you guys. So pretty fun, pretty fun. I can't lift one. Kind of. Oh boy. What else we got? Go for it in the comments. I'm here for it. Here for all the stuff. I should give you guys a vote tally update. 64% of people that have voted say the Excursion is a truck. That is out of 53 votes, which is quite a bit. And that means 63% of you are right. And that also means 37% of you are wrong. Timothy! You know, I do care about the body on the Excursion, but I can't care about the body on the Excursion, if that makes any sense. Uh, this truck is built for going through stuff, and if it needs to get skinnier to fit, it's fine. It's funny because I did this, some of this, the first day out with the lockers, and I said when I built the truck, I was like, I don't want to scratch it really bad until I have lockers, because then I know I could have gotten around it. And so then I took it out, and the first day that I was wheeling with lockers, we just destroyed this door. And then later in the week, we just continued to destroy this door. So we hit this door for a 1 week period, in a 1 week period twice, into 2 different obstacles. And it happens. It's fine. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it pretty nice. My goal is obviously not to go out and just destroy it, right? So if that's the goal of the ride, or or whoever I'm going with is just like, you're just gonna destroy that thing, I'm gonna say, maybe I don't want to go. But at the same time, I have to really think about it, because I just want to go places, and this truck is going to go a lot more places than it should, and consequences are going to happen. And consequences are going to be that. The best part is, this is only the rarest part on the whole truck, because apparently these passenger rear doors are very hard to find. It's fine. I only cried a little. But yeah, no, exactly, Timothy. It is hard. Yeah, it's a hard mix, because it's like, I want to keep the truck somewhat presentable. Yeah, I could fix it. I'm not that kind of person either. There is a guy in the full-size community. His name is Matt Anderson. He lives a couple hours from me. And he goes and just destroys it, and then he's a body guy, and he fixes it every time. And that is extremely impressive. But I don't have that kind of patience. I hate painting. I hate Bondo. I hate fixing dents. I did get behind this. This dent was much worse. And I did get behind this and push it out. So it's actually kind of has the full shape again, which is kind of exciting. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty, it's pretty true, Gerald. I would never drive it. I would never wheel it for sure if I was afraid of scratches. And I'm not. Or afraid of anything. And this is more than scratches. I mean, the door was pretty pushed in on the rock, but most of it popped out, most of the really bad dent. And so whatever. A little bit of a kiss on the tail light back there, and yeah, it's got some things, man. Edison Future, accurate. I do not believe that I have heard of Edison Future. Is that the one with Jeff Bezos, that little tiny truck that's modular, accurate? If it is, then I have heard of that, but I'm not sure. It'll buff, or shit'll buff. Accurate? Then no. No, I have not heard of the company that you are referring to. Are you referring to the how about the big rig Edison Motors? Is it related to that? I don't know. I haven't heard about them. Haven't heard of Edison Future. I don't really keep up on EVs, honestly. Accurate. Not really interested in them, and I don't really keep up on stuff I'm not interested in. Just not my style. Yep. Yeah, I guess they make stickers that are shit'll buff. That's awesome, Wasteland Survivor. I cannot check out that picture right now because I don't want to leave the live, but I will check it out, and I don't really know how to comment, but I will figure out how to like it. Tim, my favorite place to go off-roading. I've been a lot of places now. It's a great question. The first one that pops in my head is Sand Hollow, Utah. Sand Mountain is so cool. That whole area around St. George is really neat, really open to off-roading, and really cool. So I would say St. George area. Okay, accurate. Interesting. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's why I blew a tire. We were kind of talking about why the tire blew on this truck, and you wear out your sidewalls wheeling anyway, right? Like I've run this. I run these tires sometimes at 8 pounds in this truck, and it's not a light truck. It weighs 77 with me in it. That's cool, accurate. I will have to check it out at some point. Yeah, with the bead grips, I'm able to run really low PSIs, and so really low air pressure, and it's pretty sick. It's and so yeah. Gerald, thank you for hanging, man. You hung for a really long time. Really appreciate you being around and for the subscribe and everything and doing all the stuff, man. Thank you for becoming part of this community. That's why I do these. Like I said, I'm here every week about the same time. So, yeah. I will check it out at some point, accurate. Timothy, no. These are D-rated tires. They don't make an E-rated 40. So yeah. I don't know that anybody makes an E-rated 40. But it has the weight rating for the truck because of the size. But, like, this truck's never going to tow. So it's not. It probably doesn't have, I don't know, we could look at them if you want. But yeah, they're not an E-rated tire. Yeah. They fold pretty nice. Pretty nice. Accurate. Tim, this truck weighs 7,700. Like right around 7,700 with me. Thanks, Sam. It's not bad at all. There's a couple scratches. It's just a bobbed Excursion. The really funny thing is I just ended up being live in front of this door every time. It's the worst door on the whole truck. Whatever, I don't care. Glad to have you guys in here, even if you're making fun of me. Pretty great. That's awesome. I hope that it's cool. I have no idea what people are building. I'm not an electric guy. I don't know. I don't like somebody else being able to update it and having to rely on charging stations that are slow and yeah, all the stuff. To Glimmer, Texas at Barnwell Mountain. I don't believe that I have been to Barnwell. I've wheeled Katemsi. I've wheeled in Davis, Oklahoma. Rugged Mountain Ranch. Is that in Texas? I think it is. When Ultimate Adventure was in Texas, I was on Ultimate Adventure. And that was really cool. And there's some really cool stuff in Texas. Timothy, do you have an Excursion? You've been on here a couple times. I think you've probably seen or heard about I'm going to do an Excursion event next year. And I keep talking about it, and I need to talk to the place. But the plan is for it to be at Maris Adventure Park in April next year. And so, you don't have an Excursion. Okay, fine. But the plan is for me to be down. Rugged Mountain is in Oklahoma. Yeah, we did a couple of different places in Texas. I just can't remember where everything was. Escondido Ridge. I know that one was in Texas. But yeah, I'm going to be down to Maris in April is the plan. Maris Adventure Park. That's up in your Panhandle down there in Texas. So, hey, Timothy said hi. If you haven't hit the like button, Timothy, you should do that as well. We're doing pretty well with likes today. I would love to continue to get more. Goal is today some $75. So if anybody wants to donate to that goal, would love that. All y'all in Texas, huh? How you guys doing with all this floods? You're out of the way of that, I hope. That looks absolutely crazy, and I don't know. I think everybody's just hurting for you guys. So, yeah, we're all with you. So, I think we all wish we could go down and help, or go down and you can't do anything. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, just sad. Just sad is all I can say about it. All I know how to say about it. Yeah, we went to Rugged Mountain. It was a good time. Yeah, it was pretty technical. I don't know. The Excursion could do everything that we did there, I think. Can't remember exactly where that was because we wheeled for 7 days straight. Escondido Draw, or Escondido whatever it was, was harder than Rugged Mountain Ranch. Another California reject, huh? Yeah, I grew up in California as well. I'm in Washington State now, though, so. Yeah, no, there's some crazy stuff. Rugged Mountain was like in the middle of the week, so we didn't hit the really insane stuff there. But yeah, what we did there, I would like to get the Excursion. Yes, California gas is extremely expensive. Unfortunately, Washington is doing their best to oh no, not $4 a gallon, $6 a gallon. So $4 a gallon is what we're paying in Washington. $6 a gallon what you're paying in California. Hello, Richard C. How are you doing? Thank you, Tim, for coming by. Appreciate it. I hope you hit that like button, and I hope you're subscribed to the channel in general. Great to talk to you every week for a couple minutes. It's awesome, man. I bet they are, my friend. We are. It is terrifying. No thanks. Yeah, you don't have to be pissed at it anymore. You don't live there. I tell people that all the time. If you don't live there, just let it be. That's why we moved. So we don't have to get mad at California anymore. So happy to not live there. I just get happier when everybody's when they're doing all the dumb stuff. So, yeah, that's why I moved. And I'll move from Washington if they keep doing what they're doing too. I can find a cooler spot. There's good places all over this country. I'm not a big fan of Texas. I don't like the weather down there. But I would live there. If it wasn't for the weather. The weather's rough. I like the trees too much. Trees in the mountains. The mountains are pretty special. Oh gosh, Wasteland Survivor. You are in a wasteland. Where are you from, man? Yeah, the trash cans are around now. It's kind of funny. Dumpster on wheels. Yeah, there's Wasteland saying what it is. I bet that's California. $6.57 a gallon is insane. I'm at right over $4. Oh, you're in Nova Scotia. You're in Canada. Oh, that makes more sense. Oh yes. Sorry about it. Accurate. Thank you for subscribing, man. I really appreciate it. That is awesome. Also have memberships and merch and stuff if you ever get into that point. The merch is in the Amazon store under Idea List merch. The greatest SUV ever made. Meadow Dog knows his stuff. You are so right, Meadow Dog. I agree. I am the Excursion touter on the old interwebs, and I'm here to say the greatest SUV ever. Rick. Yep. Richard, I completely agree. Greatest country in the world. And trying not to get tied up in all that. I just try to just remember that we live in the greatest place in the world, and I am just glad to live here and be able to drive cool trucks and make cool videos and do whatever I want because of this country. And so, yeah. Accurate. Have a good one. God bless. We'll see ya. My gosh. See you, Accurate. Have a good one. We will see you on the next one. I'm not leaving, though. You got the driveway packed with excursions, Meadow Dog, huh? How many excursions do you have, Meadow Dog? Do you follow the channel already? Because I'm the excursion guy on the old internet. So if you need any tips or anything like that, you could probably actually give me tips if you got a bunch of excursions. You probably know more about them than I do. But glad you're here. Where are you from, Meadow Dog? And have you heard about the excursion event that I'm working on for next year? I'm working on an event for next April. It's going to be an excursion gathering in, I hope, Maris Adventure Park in Texas. You're in Missouri. No, that's not. MS is Massachusetts. No, that's MA. What is MS? MO is Missouri. Guys, I'm blanking. God bless, Richard. Have a good one. Mississippi. There we go. Okay. I don't know why I couldn't come up with that. Yeah. So, Maris Adventure Park next April. We're going to have an excursion gathering. We're trying to get as many excursions there as we possibly can. If you want to get on the list, if you go under community tab on my YouTube right here, you will find a post that I just made about this event and with a link. And the link has you give me your email so that when I have more information, I can email you. I have not heard any more information. I need to get back with the park and just see what's going on there. But yeah, if you want to fill that out, I would love to have somebody like you. How many excursions do you have, Meadow Dog? Meadow Dog. I like that name. It's cool. Two. Well, you're just like me then. You're not doing that bad. Harley the Rigger. Yes. Excursions are a truck all day long. Glad you agree with me. Thanks for stopping by to tell me you agree with me. That makes me feel great. Yeah, I've got 2 excursions too. What engines do you have in your excursions, Meadow Dog? Or motors to make the internet mad? Because apparently a motor's only electric. The Dalmatian Actress Sublime. Oh, interesting. Both V10s, huh? Are they both 4-wheel drive? 4x4 V10. Skateboarding. I'm not a skateboarding guy. That's awesome, Meadow Dog. That is great. This one here is a V10. I have a 7.3 as well. But I bought the V10 to do this to. So if you watch my videos, you'll see what this is. This truck is an off-road truck. I don't know. It's been bobbed. It's got 12 inches off the back. And coil swapped. It's on 40s. I don't know. You might have seen it running around the internet. 05. All original. Cool. That's awesome. That is, some say the greatest year because it's the last year. I'm never really sure. I'm not an electronics guy, so I kind of like a 2000 and a 2001 actually as my favorite years. So yeah. Nuclear Stitch, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for saying hi. If you could hit that like, thumbs up button, that would be awesome. And a 2000 that was bought from the Corporation of Engineers. Cool. So does that mean it's kind of like a stripped down XLT with like no rear AC or anything like that? Or what makes it, does it have anything special because it was from there? I know some of those, like the Fire ones, didn't get a rear air conditioner, and they had a rubber mat as a floor liner and stuff like that. So I'm curious what people have. It's great to learn. All about learning. Richard, you're back. Nice. 13 inches of lift with 41. It's cool, man. That's awesome. Yeah, this truck is not lifted hardly at all. So I just cut them all out. It works just fine. It's got tons of flex. It does really well. If you want to see it in off-roading situations, there are tons of videos on this YouTube channel that you are currently watching of Ford Excursion off-roading. So, Rich, sounds like it's time for a new sender in the tank. Unfortunately, so you could drop a tank and put a new sender in there. I don't know if I remember the name Meadow Dog. I think you're right. You got 513 gears. That's great. Yeah, I went 488s with my 40s. Definitely could have gone deeper, but it'll never tow anything. And I like the RPM at 70 a lot. It's at like 2400. So it still gets decent fuel mileage and stuff. Yeah, Richard. So you're gonna look. Is it a V10? What engine's in your Excursion? I don't remember. Since you're gonna you have to drop the tank, unfortunately, to fix that. And it's really not that hard to drop the tank. There's 4 bolts, and then you got to undo the lines. So you got to undo the fill, and you got to undo. Yeah, okay. So you got to undo the fill. You got to undo the intake lines and stuff like that, and then you get the tank out. And then it's essentially what you're gonna need is a whole unit with. I would put a new fuel pump in it if you're gonna drop the tank. Why not, right? Because you're gonna be there. So I would get a fuel pump and a sender for your V10 and start there. Unfortunately, it's gotten stuck somehow. I don't know how, because that's gravity trying to take that down. So it's kind of interesting. But how? Because it's 25 years old. That's probably why and how. These poor trucks are getting old. So we're having to fix things like that. Sounds good, Richard. Yeah, it's a little bit of a daunting task to pull the gas tank out of it, but with you being on so much lift and tire, you won't have to jack it up or anything. You're gonna have to jack the tank up. You want to get it as low as you possibly can of fuel, so that the tank is lightweight, and then just get some help and get that puppy out of there. Pull the thing off. It's super easy to do it. Like I said, it's 4 bolts that hold the tank in. So you just take that skid plate off with the tank in it, and you're good to go. So, all right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it for today. I am been live for right at 2 hours now, and it's been a great day. Been a great day talking to people. Really, really appreciate all of you guys that came in and listened and asked questions and contributed to the conversation. It is really cool to just have chats with you guys and get to know my community. Really appreciate all of you so much. So with that being said, if you want to become a member of Geeks 4x4, you are more than welcome to. There's memberships available for this channel. If you want to get merch, Amazon, this fly, man. Amazon, it's under merch. On the Amazon store, on that, there's an idea list called merch. Get out of here. And other than that, I think I'm out of here. Oh, that works too, Meadow Dog. Yeah, he's got a massive lift, though, Meadow Dog. He's got a 13-inch lift with 41s, so he doesn't need to jack that thing up at all. So he's going to need to do something. So, all right, guys. I'm out of here. We will see you later. Wasteland Survivor, good talking to you. Meadow Dog, good talking to you. Rich C, good talking to you. Everybody else that I talked to, really appreciate you guys. Thank you for caring about the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel. I really appreciate you all. Bye.